Good morning, it's Sunday morning and I'm getting ready to make a German apple pancake for breakfast. I'm going to start by quartering, peeling, and slicing a Gold apple. And what we're going to be doing is we will be taking this over to the stove, putting it in a cast iron fry pan, and cooking the apples up in preparation for going into the oven. Okay, so while I was preparing the apple, over here at the stove in my cast iron fry pan, I had 2 tablespoons of butter that I was starting to melt down, and now I'm cutting the apples into that, slicing them. I'm not being very particular about how large or how small they are. They will all kind of cook down nicely. So as you can see, I now have those apples in there. The recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of sugar to go over the top of that. And it says about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I just like to lightly sprinkle some cinnamon over the top, just like that. And that about does it. And so at this point, the process is to just cook these down until all of the apple slices are nice and soft. While these are cooking down, I'm going to go back over to the table and start putting together my batter. Okay, for the batter, I have 1/2 cup of flour, a tablespoon of sugar, and a pinch of salt, and another 1/4 tablespoon or teaspoon of cinnamon. And I like to use a whisk to get all that put together. And then into that you add 3 large eggs. These really aren't too large. They came from a local person who has chickens, and so they are fresh chicken eggs. You can see those rich yolks in there. Throw that in there. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And 2/3 of a cup of half and half, although in our house we use skim milk because of all the other richness that's going on in this particular pancake. And then I just incorporate all of those ingredients together using the whisk. Look how beautiful those yolks look. So I'm back over at the stove now, and you can see that the apples are starting to come together. I have my oven down here set at 450, and once all of these apples are sort of cooked down a little bit, I will be pouring the batter over the top of them and placing them in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, so now the apples have been cooking here for a little bit. We like to have them so that they're not really overly soft. They will continue to cook a little bit in the oven, but that they still have a little tooth, or a little, if you will, a little meat to them. Al dente is a term that comes to mind. Then I just take this batter and I just place that right over the top. The whisk is really good for getting all the goodies out of this particular bowl. Drop it in there like that. Turn off the burner. And you just take this and you place it right in the oven. And I'm going to set a timer here for 15 minutes. Okay, that's the end of the 15 minutes in the oven. I'm turning the oven off and pulling the German apple pancake out, and we will cut it into the sizes that you would like, and enjoy. Bon appetit.